Welcome to part 2 of the sample exam questions. In the previous part, we looked at questions for networking, compute, and storage. In this one, database security, governance, and administration, and general getting started with OCI. So let's get started. Let's change gears. So this question is around OCI security services. And the question is, which of the following features is not provided by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Security Zones? Let's look at the options and then we'll look at the correct answer. And the correct answer is storing and managing encryption keys and secrets. Again, if you pay attention here, the question is asking what is not supported or provided. So automatically enforcing security best practices, that is the job of security zones. Restricting resource creation based on predefined security policies, that's again what security zones is supposed to do. And continuous monitoring of security posture. Security zone actually leverages CloudGuard to do this. So, and you can read the explanation here. Storing and managing encryption keys and secrets is done through another service called Vault, not security zones. And we cover security zone in the theory lesson. We also have a demo on this. So you can see here, basically you have a compartment that gets associated with a security zone. And then there is a recipe which contains policies, and any policy violation which happens as part of that recipe gets flagged and the operation gets denied. And security zone basically leverages CloudGuard for continuously monitoring your cloud environment. The next question is also on security. Which OCI service is responsible for securely storing and managing encryption keys and secrets? And the correct answer is Vault. Vault is a service which is responsible for central key management, and it helps protect sensitive data by providing this secure centralized repository for managing and controlling access to these critical security assets. And again, we cover Vault in a lot of details in the course. We have a lesson on encryption basics. We go through what Vault is. It's a service to centrally manage encryption keys. And then, keys can be software protected or protected through hardware security module, which are referred to as HSM. So we covered this in a lot of detail. We actually also do a demo on the OCI Vault service. Now, changing gears, this question is around from the governance and administration topic, and it's around our pricing model. So the question asks, which factor does not impact the cost of running a virtual machine instance in OCI? So again, pay attention to the keyword not. So 3 are correct and 1 is incorrect. So let's take 5 and we'll look at the right answer. And the correct answer here is the region used by the VM instance. Everything else, number of VMs running, the size of the VM instance, CPUs, memory, and the operating system, whether it's Linux or Windows, they all influence the cost of running a VM. But the choice of a region, OCI region, doesn't influence the cost of running a VM. Why? Because our pricing is simple, transparent, and consistent across regions. So the resource size, the bigger the resource, the cost more. Of course, there is no ingress cost, and the egress cost is much lower than other cloud providers. And then if you choose a virtual machine or bare metal, the shape, the size, of course, that changes the operating system. But the one factor which really doesn't influence the pricing is the choice of regions, because all OCI public cloud regions have the same pricing, whether you are running in one region or another. The pricing is the same across regions. This is an important point which we cover in the theory lesson in the governance and administration module. The next question is from our very first module, which is around getting started with OCI. And this is around regions and availability domain. And the question asks, which statement best describes the relationship between OCI regions and availability domain? So let's take 5 and we'll look at the right answer. And the correct answer is availability domain is part of a region. And we covered this in our theory lessons. You have OCI public cloud regions. Regions have availability domains. Some regions have 3 availability domains. Some regions have only a single availability domain. As you can see here, a region has these 3 availability domains, which are separate data centers connected by high bandwidth network connectivity. And then within each availability domain, you have this construct called fault domain. which is separate grouping of infrastructure like compute, servers and their own power, etc. So the idea is you provide kind of logical fault tolerance within a data center. So this is kind of the relationship between regions, availability domains and fault domains, and we covered this as part of in our theory lesson. So I hope you found these lessons useful and this would help you on your exam. Good luck with your exam and thanks for watching.